Hey all. We're not going to be obviously posting a lot of stuff over the next couple days, being that it's Christmas. But we figured we'd set this up beforehand and, share a little bit about our Christmas plans and, in case you're stuck at home and bored and you want to watch this instead of do Christmas stuff.
Something's wrong with you.
Our Christmas has kind of evolved over the years, obviously, just being older and life and stuff. But when we started dating, once we moved in together and stuff, obviously when we were living at home, things were different. But we used to always do my family for Christmas Eve and then his family for Christmas. But then people all moved around and everybody had kids, and then people started doing different things, and then got married, and again things just kind of changed. So we haven't seen my family in a few years. So we're not seeing them for Christmas. There's been a lot of movement in my family, so we just haven't seen people for a while. So we actually, during COVID, we weren't seeing anyone, obviously, for Christmas. And then last year, we had these big plans to go to see Sir Chonk's family for Christmas Eve. Since
Worked out great.
We weren't going to see my family. And then he came home and brought COVID home a couple days before Christmas.
Early Christmas
Yay!
present.
So we actually haven't seen anyone beyond each other's for Christmas for since 2019. And even then, we didn't see my family that year for Christmas Eve either, because I forget, somebody was sick or someone was traveling or something. So we actually didn't see my parents, I think, until January. We had Christmas in January with my family.
It's weird.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So I would like to say we have these traditions, but we really haven't. COVID kind of threw a wrench in things. Things were already starting to kind of unravel before that.
Every Christmas Eve, I used to go to my grandmother's and eat meat pie and lunch meat. That was a weird Christmas Eve festival. Just pieces of stray lunch meat. That was like the Christmas Eve feast. What a curious thing. Here's a slice of turkey. Okay.
We used to do, my parents grew up in the same town, and so we used to do, we'd go to Christmas. We'd usually go to Mass at 7. Then we'd go to my mom's apartment, and then she'd have a bunch of us in there. And then we'd swing by and visit my dad's parents sometimes. Or sometimes we'd just spend the time with my mom's family, come home, and then, or we'd go to her side, and then we go to midnight mass depending on our day. And then we go to my grandmother's on my dad's side after Christmas morning. We do Christmas morning at home, and then we'd run around all day. And it was always annoying.
Yeah, we'd always go to Christmas Eve at the Meme's house.
I had a meme.
We'd have our lunch meat. Anybody else ever just have lunch meat?
No, that was you. That was just you.
Meat? What a strange thing. We usually get one gift. Then we'd bring the old memster back to our house where she would hang out sometimes. Before that, we'd leave her there and she'd come over later. But she's kind of a crap driver later on, so we'd have to bring her and she'd sleep over. But we used to do, Christmas morning, we'd go to my other grandparents' house. But that kind of sucked, and they died, so we stopped doing that. Because you're not going to go to a dead person's house. That'd just be kind of weird. And then we'd have all kinds of relatives would come to my parents' house, and it'd be utter chaos, and everyone would have a headache, and it'd be great.
Yeah, that was how it was when I started dating him. There were a million people would come in. Christmas Day was just chaos.
Yeah, my parents' house was like the Casa de Christmas, and now it's not. They've dispersed their various places, so that's good. It's nice seeing them, but it's so loud.
Yeah, it's definitely. But then it kind of what is it called when it constricted a bit, and then it started expanding because his brother just started popping out babies like crazy. Well, not his brother didn't, because
he's a scientific phenomenon.
But his brother's wives would pop out
right.
babies, and the wives they weren't simultaneous wives.
Have a harem that I'm aware of.
Yeah, right. His first wife and then his
weird
his
stuff.
new
Let's
wife.
just move on from this topic.
It sounds like he has multiple wives.
My kid's crawling out of his junk.
So this year we're just going to probably just do something quiet, visit with his parents. It's just going to be us, just the four of us.
Maybe I'll read The Tale of Two Cities.
Visit with his parents a little bit on Christmas Eve. But his dad goes to bed at like 7. So probably
No, he goes to bed at like 9. He falls asleep in his chair around 7.
So it'll probably be like Christmas Eve afternoon, and then the Patriots are on at 8. So
he'll be up for that then.
He might be up for that, or we'll end up leaving there at like 6:30, and then getting home and watching like the Patriots at home. So we'll be basically, who knows what time we'll be there until. Probably not that late because they go to bed really early. So we're probably just going to hang out with them for the afternoon, and then we'll come home and watch whatever's left of the Patriots, unless we watch most of it at his parents'. And then we can't go to bed on Christmas Eve until we watch Muppets Christmas Carol, because there's one more sleep until Christmas. So you can't sleep until you watch that song, because it has to be accurate.
Yes.
And then on Christmas Day, we'll just lately we've just been doing it. It's really nice this way, though, because we can just, like, take all day, and so we can, like, visit with the cats, give them some of their toys, and then when they get overwhelmed by, like, some of their toys...
I'll probably eat an English muffin. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'll still wake them up. Even though we don't have to be anywhere, I'm still going to end up waking up, like, 6 in the morning, because every year I'm like, I'll sleep, and I can't. I just can't do it.
I can.
Well, I can't. So we'll probably be up, but then what will happen is by, like, 10:30 in the morning, as always, we crash. So we've done, like, we usually had, like, breakfast and then done stockings.
Well, here's what's unfair, right? You'll wake me up at 6 in the morning, and then after a few hours, you'll take a nap. I can't take naps. I don't have that ability. So she'll sleep from like 10 to 3, and I'll just be like, well, I guess I'll...
watch the Disney parade.
This parade or something. Maybe I'll rewatch Die Hard. I don't know.
That's not true, because like last year he said, I can't do this, and then he went upstairs. Although you had COVID, so maybe that was special.
Yeah, I don't think I fell asleep. I was just really sick.
No, you were sleeping.
Oh, maybe. But also I was like dying.
Yeah, you had COVID, so I mean, that made it different.
I can't nap when I'm like reasonably healthy. If I'm a corpse, then yeah, maybe I can take a nap.
It was the worst, though, because it's been nice, like, honestly, not having to do Christmas morning, because usually we'd do that. So we'd get up, we'd have breakfast, we'd get up fairly early, we'd do the stockings, we'd share, like, exchange a gift or two, and then we'd have to, like, start out for the day, and it was already, like, 10:30, and we were already exhausted. So now it's like we can be exhausted.
He's yelling at me. She's like, you gotta open your presents faster. We gotta leave.
Long to open presents.
The adventure.
Literally every present takes him like half an hour. It's a whole thing.
Hyperbole.
I mean, last year, what time did we finish Christmas?
I don't know, like 11:57 at night.
Yeah, like the last few years, we drag it out really bad. We're just like, let's do a couple presents. Let's stare at TV for a while. Let's take a break. Let's make an entire meal. Like, it's just, we try to make it a whole thing when we don't have to be anywhere. And so it's nice, but then, like, all of a sudden it's like 8 o'clock and we're like, oh yeah, we should probably do the gifts, huh?
I gotta pause my specialty fancy nuts.
Yeah, I did get those. They arrived today. Christmas Crunch is still on its way.
Man, if Christmas Crunch ain't here in time, there's gonna be hell to pay.
It's potentially not arriving until the 23rd, so Christmas Crunch better be here.
Dang, we better have some Christmas Crunch.
We got the English muffins. Hopefully they don't go bad.
They'll be fine.
So that's what we're doing. What are you doing? Let us know. And then we'll catch up with you after Christmas, because we're going to head out today and eat some pizza. His mom wanted to make like a whole feast, and we were like, well, just pick up a pizza. Like, honestly, like, there's no need for you to make a whole meal.
She's going to like make a bunch of stuff the next day probably. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't be making stuff twice.
Right.
She'll be like super bored.
Right.
Like,
and also,
mashed potatoes fine.
She's like, come for like 3 or 4, which is fine. But they're going to be asleep by like 7.
That's
so
why
like,
she wants us to get there early.
Right.
She knows.
She wants us to play a game, and by the time if we get there at 3 or 4 and they're in bed by 7, that's only 3 hours to like hang out. So like, we really got to like, use that time and not have her sitting in the kitchen cooking the whole time. So yeah, so we'll probably just pick up a pizza if they're open. We got to really follow up on that.
Right.
We are recording this a few days early.
Christmas pizza.
Yeah, well, that's the best anyway.
Oh.
His family also lives in the middle of like 3 of the best pizza places ever.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's because that's where I grew up. You like the food you grow up, but no, it's just 3 of the best pizza places in the world all happen to be within like 5 miles of my house.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and so I actually don't mind whenever like his parents like
Yeah.
come over, I'm like,
But
pizza.
that's what's frustrating about the rest of the world, though. I was so used to like amazing pizza that now everywhere else I go, I'm like, I mean, it's pretty good, but
Yeah, and
Come
right
on,
for
man.
some reason, like as we've moved further and further, like west in our state, like the pizza gets crappier and crappier. What we've discovered is this is not related to Christmas, but we really like Greek pizza. And apparently that's just a really common thing in like certain parts of New England, but not other parts. And yeah, give me that Greek pizza.
Anyway, yeah. Shout out to those pizza places near my house. You
Yeah,
guys are
Greek
awesome.
pizza. You guys are good.
All right.
All right.
Skibbity bop.
Bye.
Boop.
Merry Christmas.
Boop.